Welcome back to Lost Legacies.
A Hidden City Book Company production.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Sam.
I just realized we were
What?
supposed to switch because this was your movie.
Oh.
Here,
Oh.
I'll do it as you. I'll do it as you.
Okay.
Welcome back to Lost Legacies.
A Hidden City Book Company production. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Crazy.
I like how we decided to play each other, but we still kept our lines.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Before we get started, we got some listener emails.
We did?
Yes, we did. We got 2.
You gotta tell me these things, man.
Nope, I'll save it for the pod.
No,
I want
I wanna
your
know.
natural expression. Look, move your head just a little bit to your right. Yeah, I want that expression.
You want this expression?
The Cyclops, yeah.
Okay, hang on. Here's that expression. Ready?
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is just excellent podcast material. All right, so email here from Jose Posadas, also known as Father Tony.
Hi, Father Tony.
Yes, he used to be our priest. Long time ago when we were young lads. He says, I'm enjoying your conversations on YouTube. Blessings on you and all your good work. The life of the mind of knowledge and imagination needs to be constantly fed and nurtured. Peace and all good. Awesome. Thank you,
Father Tony.
And you know, this confirms now, because I was talking to Dad about it. We know, well, through Dad, we know 2 confirmed priests who listen to our show.
Yes.
And now
you did mention that.
I gotta watch what I'm saying. I'm like backtracking the past couple of months. I'm like, what have I said in the previous episodes?
Moreover, we have to be careful of what movies we're bringing to the pod.
Are we going to do trigger warnings?
Maybe.
All right. If you're a priest listening to our show, do not join our book club this month.
Not this month.
Nope. It's
too steamy.
It's a steamy one. Oh, yeah. But we do have a second email from Amanda Soriano. Hey there. I just finished binge listening to the Winter Storms / Sam's Back episodes. So glad Sam is back and you no longer have to use Siri to gather all your fun facts. Although this is true, I think it's a lot faster. It's horrible content that I have to cut every time we go searching something. So we'll see.
Here's my reaction to that news.
Excellent. Riveting.
Yeah, riveting.
Email continues. But I just wanted to give you my favorite wilderness survival movie, and that is Homeward Bound.
Oh man.
It's a heartwarming, funny, and entertaining. Not like the movies you mentioned in the episode. No, not at all. Well, love the pod, Mandy. Thank you, Mandy. But yeah, that's a very good that's a good one. I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah. Homeward Bound.
Second one too. I mean, they're both classics.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
and that's one of the things too. I know we watch those a lot, but I kind of have no memory of them. You know? So
I'm trying to think. I remember Bushwhacked with Daniel Stern.
Oh,
remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
That one was funny. Like, because now I'm trying to think of like those survival ones that are like for kids or family. I don't know. I don't remember. We'd have to go back and look.
Yeah.
You could. Well, no, not really. I was gonna say Stand By Me, but it's not a survival. They just spend most of the movie outdoors.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to go take a look. Uh, before I forget, because we
Mm-hmm.
did mention the book club.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, everyone, you have until February 25th to leave any likes, comments, reviews, concerns to our email
Mm-hmm.
about Tusk Love, you know? Oh, and the email is Lost Legacies Podcast at gmail.com.
Yes,
So,
should be at the bottom link or bottom of the description of
right,
wherever
yeah.
this is. Yeah.
YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast, there should be a thing down there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so if it's not guaranteed, but if
Mm-hmm.
you send us an email, it might be read on the pod, unless you specifically ask us not to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so this is kind of like the whole idea and the concept of the book club. Like we just kind of want to bring more people in and get as many different perspectives as possible, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's also kind of true too for the movies we're watching. It's kind of different though because like with the book club we have like a month, you know, like
Yeah.
leeway. The movies we do like every week, so we're gonna have to figure out a schedule or a way to do that. So if someone wants to leave comments about a movie, we can, because usually by the time this goes live, we're already filming the next one.
That's
So
true. That's
maybe
true.
if it even we could even do like a schedule ahead of time, like, hey, these are the movies we're watching next month. Start sending your comments, you know.
Yeah.
That might be easier
Yeah.
to do. So
That is going to require a lot of planning and foresight.
yeah, because most of what we do is just because we feel like watching something at a certain time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Just
uh,
on the fly, you know.
mhm. But I have been making lists.
Okay.
So I have a list of movies to bring to the pod,
Okay.
and I have a list of books to bring to the book club.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
And just like I'm gonna follow your lead from last week, we're just gonna roll for it and see what pops up next. So I'm like, all right,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
So I think it'll be fun.
I will see. Here's the thing. I think that's gonna give us problems whenever we're announcing oh, we're if we're doing the planning bit for next month,
yeah,
it's like, oh, that's gonna be weird.
it's like we're gonna have to do it like ahead of time or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out.
We'll fix it in post. We'll
Yeah, there
figure
we
it
go.
out. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of watching movies, but remember absolutely nothing about it. What are we watching today, Sam?
That does not fill me with any kind of confidence whatsoever about this movie. I thought this movie was pretty memorable. It's 19, going back again, just like last week, to
Mm-hmm.
1983 with another zany fantasy movie. Folks, we're talking about Krull. Yeah.
That sounds
Oh, yeah.
exactly like the score.
Yeah, right?
I loved
Right?
it. Who directed this?
Peter Yates.
Peter Yates. That sounds familiar. What has he
Peter
done?
Yates was
Didn't he
also the
do a
director of Bullet.
Steve McQueen?
Yeah, yeah, Steve McQueen.
Wow.
Died in 2011, I think.
Hmm.
Let's see. Directed Year of the Comet, An
Interesting.
Innocent Man with Tom Selleck.
Okay.
Uh, Lots of
Nothing.
movies I have not seen.
The Deep. That sounds familiar. Interesting.
Yeah. Also did
Okay.
some television. Did a couple episodes of Secret Agent or Danger Man, starring Patrick
Hmm.
McGowan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. I don't think I've seen any of these movies except for Krull.
And Bullet?
I don't know if I've seen Bullet all the way through.
I'm pretty sure we've seen it, but I think it was one of those movies that we
Really?
only saw like once,
Hmm.
long time ago with Dad.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So a long time ago, everyone, we used to have these things called VHS tapes. And we would go to the video store
hmm
and we would rent them. And you
hmm
have them for like 5 days.
hmm
And then you have to bring it back, just like a library,
Yeah.
if you know what that is. There's still libraries around though, so
You
they
should
should.
know what a library is. You should have a card and be,
Yeah.
patronizing your local library.
But So yeah, we would always rent stuff like John Wayne movies, Steve McQueen,
Yeah.
a lot of the old classic comedy like the Marx Brothers,
Yeah.
Laurel and
Yeah.
Hardy, all that stuff. You know, like so much of our core cinema foundation was just stuff Dad liked.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, but then occasionally, like a new movie would come out and we would watch it. Like I remember when one of the big ones was like when Mission Impossible released on VHS. Like, oh, that was
Yeah.
it. You know, like there's certain movies we would go see in theaters and it was a big deal. And then there's other movies like Mission Impossible where like we'd wait for it to come to video and it would still be a big deal, you know? Like,
Hmm.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
So so yeah, so we might have watched Bullet in one of those because we watched a lot of the older like cool guy movies, you know,
Yeah.
war
Yeah.
movies. We didn't really watch, but you see, Bullet's more of like a cop chase thriller. So and we
Yeah.
didn't watch too many of those, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
No, we watch more, yeah, like war movies or westerns,
sure,
especially the John Wayne ones.
but back to Peter Yates.
Hmm.
Good job. I enjoyed it. Yeah, very interesting. Um,
Yeah. Interesting movie. Definitely, like, you look at his filmography, and a
mhm,
lot of it does feel like, okay, like kind of thrillers, of the times, like 70s,
mhm,
60s, a couple of comedies thrown in there, and then Krull, just
mhm.
randomly. And I love that. I love it when you have a
Kind of
director
like
who
Michael
who
Mann.
like, yeah, yeah, kind of like Michael
Yeah.
Mann. Like they have like this little niche that they're in. It's like, yeah, this is what we do. And then
Hmm.
and they immediately just decide, like, why not? Let's break out of it. Let's go
Yeah.
buck wild. You
Yeah.
know. Apparently, he was approached to do the script by one of the producers. I think it's the producer Ron Silverman. Um,
Hmm.
his approach, and he read the script, and he said yes because he thought that it would be a challenge to make, and that's what he was looking
Yeah.
for. So he said,
Yeah.
"Sure, I'll do it. Like, seems like it." And a challenge it was, because apparently it was so challenging. In the middle of filming, he took like a week break, or no, he took a vacation to the Caribbean, just to get away from it all because it was too much. It was too much for him to
Hey
handle.
man, I
So
think that's what everyone should do. They should have a scheduled vacation week, like in the middle, like smack dab in the middle of their shoot production.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I
everyone just
agree.
go chill out. There you go.
Yeah, we're making
Like,
movies. Like
yeah,
we're not doing
yeah,
brain surgery. It's fine.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, this I just want to preface this. I really enjoyed this movie.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not really going to be critical on it because it's like
Okay.
this is a very kind of specific movie you're going into. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So just if I make any comments like the one I'm about to make, I don't want you to think it's coming from a bad place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, like there's nothing really unique or original about this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still cool though. It really works. You know,
Yeah.
whereas like The Keep is a very unique, very original story, but it absolutely just doesn't work. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So yeah, and not that I was comparing the two or anything, but it's I don't know, I just found it fascinating because like this was 83. So like we're already deep into fantasy novels and fantasy movies. This is nowhere near the first one, you know. If this one had started the genre, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, cuz it has all the staples."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't. You know, it's just smack in there. But you do see where like other stuff in the 80s and onwards could use this as a reference. You know,
Oh,
this could
yeah.
inspire like the next gen fantasy stuff.
I mean, if
So,
you if you go to their Wikipedia, they have a whole tab of legacy that is
hmm,
just essentially like, here's a list of all of the things that have come after that have been in some way inspired by
yeah.
Krull. Lots
Yeah.
of Family Guy and American Dad jokes about Krull.
Yeah.
And like I'm starting to remember, like, just reading the thing, I'm like, "Oh, I think I kind of remember that." Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, but also, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, truly, the studio and the producer said that they wanted to make a movie that was like Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, done.
So they got so the screenwriter, they're like, we want you to make a movie that's like Dungeons and Dragons. He's like, got it. So he just
Yeah.
starts writing. This was initially called The Dragon of Krull or something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the beast was going to be a dragon before they like started doing a lot of rewrites and changes and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, but yeah, so like it like truly like once you know that like this movie was inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, you're like that makes perfect sense. Like
Yeah.
why all of it feels like everything that's come before it, you know,
Hmm.
and everything that's around it, you know, it really is that thing of like, what are the kids into? The kids are into magic, they're into
Hmm.
weird sci-fi stuff, and cyclopses. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's put them all in this movie. So yeah.
Now, I don't know how much you know about like the behind the scenes of this or like just sword and sorcery, but you've
Mhm.
definitely watched more sword and sorcery stuff than I have.
Yeah.
How does this like fit into it? Because I'm watching it and I'm thinking like, damn, this looks really good.
Hmm.
Like visually stunning. Like you like this was a blockbuster movie.
Yeah. This
Uh
had like I think a budget of like 25 million.
man, and like it shows, like it looks really good, and like I'm sure like it's been like remastered at some point in time. I watched it
I
off
think
Tubi,
so. Yeah, I did too.
but it looks incredible. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, wow. For 1983, these special effects, even if the effects themselves are a little cheesy, very
Hmm.
80s, but like they still look like they don't look bad. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, like I was, and also like I'm curious, like as far as the popularity goes, like like was this a big success at the time?
It wasn't. It bombed.
Wow.
Yeah, at least I think in the US, I think it said that it only did like 16 million in
Hmm.
like its total run. And again on a budget of 25, so you know like
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
bad. It is specifically for, you know, kind of the thing you said earlier where it's like there's nothing new going on here. I mean,
Hmm.
truly like you take a step back, it's like this is kind of just Star Wars. Like we're just doing Star
Well,
Wars in a more traditional sort of fantasy setting, you know?
one thing that is very cool about it that I wish they had done more of was
Hmm.
the sci-fi element. Because this straight
Yeah.
up the beast is an alien, you know? They
Yeah, and
have
all his minions are they
laser staffs
staff
and
things.
kind of swords. Like
Yeah.
the swords don't spark, they laser, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really cool. I've always wanted that, like a sci-fi fantasy mix, you
Hmm.
know? But I mean, 90% of this movie is just straight up fantasy, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
it would have been cool to have a little more of the sci-fi stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. And it's especially weird too. This is kind of getting a little deeper into the story, but like it feels like this like the Black Fortress has been here for not that long,
Hmm.
yet there's already so many like things tied to it, like the whole point of the wedding is so that we can form an alliance so we can fight off the
Hmm.
beast. The glaive itself is the only weapon known to
Hmm.
be able to kill the beast. The Cyclopses come from another world who were tricked by the beast and now they're ancient enemies. It's like
Yeah.
how do we know all of this? Like how do
Yeah, was
we
there a time jumper somewhere? Something
yeah, I
before
don't
that
know.
first crash and then like the actual first scene of the movie. Like I don't know.
Like, did the Black
Like
Fortress like kill the dinosaurs of this world? And then
right.
everything rose around it was like, oh wait, this guy's bad. Like he's not normal, you
Yeah.
know? But yeah, there's no real like rhyme or reason to it. Which I feel like that's kind of the thing that you run into, I think, with a lot of 80s fantasy or sword and sorcery where it's like you're you want to do enough world building to make whatever is going on plausible. You
Hmm.
don't want to do too much, but you don't want to do too little. So then
Sure.
where is, you know, it's a very thin line. Um, which is why when I watch certain movies, it really kind of like it really sticks in my mind. I'm like, wow, George Lucas really did get it right when he made Star
Mm,
Wars, you
mm-hmm.
know? And also like not just because of what he was writing, but because he had the right editor, you
Yeah.
know? Like you had the editor who was able to like chop down your stuff and make it organize it in a way that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this kind of feels like it could have benefited from, maybe a different script, and maybe a different editor. Because there were some
Yeah.
cuts where I'm like, man, like this is a little weird. Like, I don't know why we keep
I mean, the
flip-flopping,
first time you see the
but
costumes, it's just like, okay, it's this kind of movie. We're
yeah,
like the just out the weird, outrageous helmets, which I think are cool, but I'm like, what's the point of that? What's the purpose? You
yeah.
know, like that's what I want. Like things like that. I'm like, what's the purpose of that? Like, is there a
So,
reason? But when you get to Star Wars, there kind of is. Like, even if it's not said, like Lucas created something like detailed, you know?
yeah, everything on the screen in Star Wars is meticulous and is there for a reason, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Even the fact that like the milk is blue, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, there's a reason for that, you know? Like
Sure.
there's
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
droids, and all that stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Um, Whereas here, this definitely feels like it's just because it's fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get away with it. I know that I was reading behind the scenes and they said that at a certain point when they were getting into pre-production, they did just decide to sort of remove any sense of realism from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was going to be more traditional, more medieval fantasy, or like just skewer towards more like medievalism. And then as they were having more and more conversations, they're just like, yeah, let's just go full fantasy. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, and I did read some reviews from the time that were essentially saying kind of that. It's just like there's nothing in the film that doesn't move the plot along to the point where everybody in the castle who needs to die dies except for
Mm-hmm.
Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's the only one that lives. But if you're thinking about it in a realistic term, all of those royal people, they had families. They were from other
Mm-hmm.
kingdoms. Like their kingdoms are now thrown into crisis. There's no village. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the castle is just populated by guards, two royals, and
Mm-hmm.
then whoever else comes for the
I was
party,
like, their
and
mom's not
everybody
even
dies.
there.
Yeah, her mom's
Yeah.
not there. I'm like, come on, what
Neither of
is
them have moms. So
yeah,
like
crazy.
so in that way, I feel like it's very like fairy tale-esque. It's
Yeah.
just like we're just gonna tell you the basics. This is the other stuff doesn't matter. That's not part of the
Yeah.
story. You know what I
And
mean?
when you look at it this way, when you look at it that way, it does kind of play out as like this is like the greatest fairy tale of all time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, a typical
Yeah.
damsel in distress, husband has to go save her. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
like,
all right.
honey, I'm gonna put the boys to sleep, but
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell them Krull first. And he's like, honey, they're just
Mm-hmm.
gonna stay up. No, I promise they'll go to
Mm-hmm.
bed. Like that. This is a
Exactly.
boy's bedtime story, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So but and that comes with both good and bad things, because there is a lot of cool things and then there's a lot of stuff that just kind of doesn't make sense if
Mm-hmm.
you start to like get meticulous into it. But overall it's like, this is just fun.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the definition of like popcorn cinema.
Right.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying everything here and I could nitpick this to death, but that's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and like I don't know how it was interpreted at the time,
Hmm.
but it's like when you go watch a grindhouse movie, you're expecting a grindhouse movie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I think of this. Like I'm not going to compare this to Lord of the Rings or
Hmm.
Star Wars, even though it's a big blockbuster Hollywood like epic. That's the way this movie was made.
Hmm.
It's still a sword and sorcery fantasy from the 80s. So I'm like, all right, yeah, this is probably going to be a bit cheesy. I'm okay with plot holes just because like that's not the type of movie this is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, for
So
sure.
Not saying that it can't be. If
Yeah.
they actually put the time and effort into it, it could be, but
Well, and
it's not what
and
we
you've
got.
and even then, it's like, yeah, like it does kind of resemble Lord of the Rings in a way.
Hmm.
You still have all of these guys forming kind of a fellowship, like going
Hmm.
off into the darkness and the woods, and
Yeah.
there's kind of a Helm's Deep sort of siege of a castle, and all this. And like, and it does kind of feel Star Warsy, but I think a lot of that just kind of falls back onto like, well, this is just a hero's journey, and then
Right.
how can we say that like, oh, well, this is too much like Star Wars? It's like, well, Star Wars is just the hero's journey, Lord of the Rings is kind of just the hero's journey,
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like this
So
isn't really doing anything different, but I don't think it ever set out to do anything different.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like if this was made today, it would probably be like an 8 episode miniseries because it's definitely
Hmm.
like a lot of fantasies. It's a road trip movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, but Lord of the Rings is a road trip movie. They
Oh
got to
yeah.
get to point A to point B, and they have to go through all the different detours to get there. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
So today, though, and episode two, we'd meet the bandits. We'd meet Liam Neeson, but then
Hmm.
at the end, he'll reference his wife, and we'll cut and we'll see her in the village of where she meets this young girl for the first time. So she takes her in. So the next 2, 3 episodes, we get the side story of Liam Neeson's wife and the girl making friends. So when it's
Uh-huh.
revealed that she's actually working for the beast, it's like a twist. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
Do we need that? No, it's not that kind of story, you
No.
know?
No.
But on the upside, you would also actually maybe spend an episode seeing her and Corwin like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So it's not just like because it's one of those things like, oh, she was working for the bad guy. Okay, but I'm not gonna kill you because I've gotten to know you and blah blah blah. I was like, what?
In the
Yeah,
span
what
of
scene?
a conversation, like just
Yeah.
now when he asked you, like,
When he
hey, what's
decided to
wrong?
eat his food, okay.
Yeah. It's like,
He's a
hey, what's
true,
wrong?
true
Wow.
man.
You asked
Yeah.
me how I was feeling. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Dang.
I said eat the food for me, and he did. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
the kind of movie it is. Like
Yeah.
if they spent the time to go into it, sure, it could have been good, but like it's a distraction. It's
Mm.
it's a hurdle he has to overcome in the journey.
Yeah.
As far as the movie goes, like we don't got time for that. This movie was 2 hours. I can't believe it was a full 2 hours
Yeah. Yeah.
because like yeah, a lot of things happen, but like if you think about it, like wow, it they crammed a lot in
Hmm.
for 2 hours. But at the same time, like I remember checking the time at one point. I was like, geez, I'm only halfway through. It's like, holy crap, so much has happened. But that's also because like certain things happen really fast. We don't need these long. This is the kind of movie Netflix wants to make, but in a bad way. Where they're like,
Oh.
nowadays you have to keep reiterating what the plot is every couple of times per scene. That's kind
Hmm.
of what this is. Like there's no fluff. Like we're just going to talk about what we need to do and then move on to the next scene, you
Hmm.
know? It's like, oh, we another hurdle to get to the Black Fortress. We're never going to find it now. Actually, there's someone who knows the way.
Hmm.
That
There is
happens like
another
three
way.
or four
Yeah.
times and I'm like, dude.
It's like, wait a second. There was only one way before, and now
Yeah.
there's another way?
Corwin doesn't do anything
He
until that
doesn't.
last battle.
God, yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
he's all right. He's an all right protagonist. Like I didn't hate him, and I did enjoy the actor. I was like, all right, this is cool. Hey, this could have been a lot worse. You know,
Yes.
seen a
Yes.
lot of like the other '80s actors. They tried to make a thing.
Yeah.
This guy wasn't that bad. I was like, all right.
Especially within like this genre of sword and sorcery, it's like you it's like wild swings in every direction, when it
Mhm.
comes to like not just who you're casting, but then who the actual protagonist of your story is.
Mhm.
Because you could get somebody like Schwarzenegger,
Mhm.
who's doing Conan. And you're like, okay, like what kind of movie this is. You're watching Conan,
Mhm.
and it's like, big muscle bound dude. He's got a sword. He's not saying anything for like the first 20 minutes of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and then he comes out here and says one of the rawest line, in cinema. And you're like, okay, that's the kind of movie I'm watching,
Mm-hmm.
and then it is for the rest of the movie. And you're like, and you're bought in. You're like, okay, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the flip side, you could get something like Deathstalker, which tries to be Conan, but you don't have an actor of that caliber. You don't have a script of that caliber. Truly, it just feels like we're populating the movie with everybody we found either at Muscle Beach or at the adjoining gym. Said, hey, do you guys want to come out here and just like rub oil on each other for like 2 days? And they're like, yeah, sure.
They
And
had
it's
to
like,
make it sexy, which I
yeah,
gotta say, like, there
yeah.
really wasn't any of that in here in this movie, you know?
Yeah, so this is an interesting one where it's like, yeah, like this for me, this feels the most like, going into a like an older bookstore, like a used bookstore, and
Hmm.
perusing the sci-fi sections, the old paperbacks,
Right.
and like I could pull this off the shelf just by the name alone, like Krull, what is this? And see
Hmm.
that cool cover, start reading about it. It's like this is kind of what that feels like. It's like it's enough world building to just get you through,
Yeah.
just to keep you turning that page, you know?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. This isn't the chainmail bikini girl attached to the protagonist's leg on the poster. This isn't
No.
that movie. So I
No.
enjoyed it. I was like, all right, well, that's good. Um, she still doesn't do anything. I don't even remember her name. What's her name?
Lissa.
Alyssa?
No, Lissa.
Oh, just Lissa. This is
Just
fantasy, so
Lissa.
it's just Lissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lissa doesn't really do anything. She just kind of wanders through the
The
Black Fortress, which
kind
is
of.
like a weird, like, House of Leaves type thing. Like she's walking around like through a skeleton almost. I'm like, wow, this is weird.
It's like
Um,
it's like it wants to be that scene from Spellbound where they're like having that dream and it's very like Dolly and surrealist, with all the eyes and
mm,
we're like falling through stuff, but
hmm
it's all
hmm
practical. It's like
hmm
it wants to be that,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
but they can only emulate that to a point, you
yeah.
know.
What the
And
one
that,
thing oh, sorry, go on, and then I'll say mine.
Oh, well, I just wanted to say like there's one thing that I wanted from this movie is that to, to like you said, like lean more into the sci-fi-ness, like just make this thing more sci-fi.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't have to like put like control panels or like blinking lights or whatever, but like if because it feels like this fortress is the beast.
Hmm.
So like just make that more pronounced. Like
Yeah,
yes, she is walking through like his I don't know, his tendons. Like she has to
yeah.
like move between the
Ooh,
tendons. Like she
yeah,
has to in order to get to like another level, she has to like climb his
yeah.
spine. Like that would be cool, you
So
know?
real quick, I'll just say, speaking of attendance, I wasn't really a fan of the design of the beast. We never really got a good look at it.
Yeah.
Molasar looked cooler.
Yeah.
Like a giant Molasar just popped just there. Like, oh, that would have been
Yeah.
awesome. But one thing I did like was, one, all these sets were practical. They built them.
Yep.
I
Hmm.
love that. It was kind of maybe we only see it because we're watching it in higher quality, but all the backgrounds are just like backdrops.
Yeah.
So you have
Yeah.
this like awesome castle that they build, and then you have like I don't know, whatever kind of paper you print, just your photo of like a countryside on it. I was like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, damn, it looks
Yeah.
mostly cool.
Well, it's because like they did the switch, they wanted to film a lot of this on location,
Hmm.
and then as they kept, changing stuff and making it more,
Hmm.
fantasy like, they're like, well, we can't shoot any of this because these places don't exist. So they literally built every single set. That's why there's only
Yeah,
so much of it that takes place in nature. You
yeah.
know,
The
like
outdoor
when
stuff
Colwood's
does look good
climbing
though.
the mountain, like it's like
Oh,
he's climbing the mountain from like Star Trek 5. you
dude.
know?
And like that first shot, it was the actor, and I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, if he falls, that's gonna hurt. I was
Yeah.
like, damn. But then, like some of the later shots, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not the actor. His
Yeah.
nose looks too different.
Yeah.
So, ooh, excuse me. But yeah, and then like the old man, he climbs a mountain as well. I was like,
Hmm.
damn. Uh, yeah. I mean, all the nature stuff I did like, but even all the sets, dude, they're just so cool. The quicksand
Yeah.
scene, I'm like, oh, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, I love the set that they're at. Even like the outdoor sets that it's a studio, but it's made to look outdoor. So
Hmm.
like all their camping scenes, I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, dude, these places look rad. I really like this.
I love the set where they meet all the bandits.
Yeah,
And it's like just in like this little quarry kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, this is rad. They're like hiding
yeah,
behind the rocks and all that. I'm like, this is
uh-huh.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool. That was cool. I would say, like, I wish again, you don't have time to do it in a already packed 2 hour movie, but I would
Hmm.
have liked to know a bunch of the other guys, who
Yeah.
die. Like, even if they just have like one line or whatever. Um, yeah, that would have been cool. Like,
Yeah.
I do like how it's funny, dude. Some of those fight scenes, like, you just see people in the background just like waiting. And they're like,
Yeah.
I was like, what
I
the?
think there's a point where like Robbie Coltrane's in the back and he just like he spins because he doesn't know where to go and then just kind of like pushes his like spear up
Uh-huh.
against one of the guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah.
Robbie Coltrane, man. I
Mhm.
wish he was in it more, but it's
Yeah.
probably one of his first movies.
I think him
Um,
and Liam Neeson, this is like one of their first movies.
wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So where does this come out? Like when was Excalibur? What year was that?
Ooh, Excalibur. I want to say Excalibur wasn't until like 84 maybe?
Okay, so
Oh, no,
after
81. Okay, so
81.
this is
Okay.
after Excalibur.
Well, that's something I was gonna say too. Like this looks better than Excalibur. Like it just looks cleaner,
Hang on. Oh, okay. All
you
right.
know?
Definition wise, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like
Sure.
like you could just tell whatever. I don't know if they shot this on something different or what. Like
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, just the
Maybe.
colors, just everything popped. Everything about this popped, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the Avengers. Excalibur is more
The Defenders.
no, Excalibur is like the 90s superhero movies. Like Blade,
Okay.
Spider-Man, X-Men, like
Yeah.
they're good. We hold a special place in our heart for them, but when you get to Avengers, it's like, oh, this is the future. That's what I feel like Krull was, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. I
But
can see
also
that.
very similar, like well, not really similar, but I mean, like Excalibur, you need to do that as a series, because again, they cramp so much into what, like 2.5 hours. It's
Yeah.
like, damn.
And it's
Even
still
Merlin, even Merlin got 2 like feature length episodes.
yeah.
The one with
Yeah.
Sam Neill. It's like
Yeah.
that is so much story. Uh,
And
so
even
yeah.
then Excalibur still comes off as like I feel like this is just like the spark notes
Hmm.
of the Arthur legend,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
So I don't know. Also the miniseries, if Netflix did this, they'd probably just get Chris Pratt to play the main guy. Like as soon as it popped out,
Netflix can't. Oh no, Netflix can't afford Chris Pratt because he was in
I
that one movie.
well, I don't know. Amazon's the one that has like a deal with him or something because they keep casting him.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but when this guy first came out, Corwin, and he kind of has like this like swagger and this smirk, I'm like, I feel like this is who Chris Pratt wants to be. Yeah. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. If they made this a movie, which like a remake, which I feel like I read somewhere that J.J. Abrams
Of
is eyeing to
course.
remake.
Of
Which I'm like,
course.
that's wrong. That's the
JJ,
wrong
go
choice
back to make your own
automatically.
stuff, man. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna fail, fail hard. Do your own thing. Like I'm tired of all these remakes. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Um,
Uh,
but I feel like they would get Glenn Powell.
Like, yeah, I could see that. I
Yeah.
like Glenn Powell. I'm kind of curious, like, what would you have an accent? Like, how would you do it?
What, like this?
Yeah, if you did it.
Here's
Howdy,
the
I'm Corwin.
here. Okay, so here's the thing. Like when I first watched this movie, uh, I think this was the thing where it was like I was because I watched it for the first time last year, and
Mhm.
I think I started watching it. It was on one of those nights where it was like I can't sleep. I need to
Mhm.
put something on to just fall asleep to. Um, and I put this on, and I stayed with it right up until like the end of the castle siege at the beginning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because then I was like, this is kind of cool, but I'm not in the headspace for whatever else is going to happen. So I turned it
Hmm.
off, and then I kept thinking about it all day the next day. So then next night I'm like, okay, I got the place to myself. Let me turn it on. I watched the whole thing straight through, and I was like, this is great. This is fantastic. Uh, Specifically for like the opening and where the Slayers are attacking the castle and the fortress is coming down and they're all like they're shouting and they're riding through
Hmm.
the dark and you have like James Horner's music coming up.
Oh,
I'm
this is the
like,
best score, dude.
this
Like,
is incredible.
this is what, a year before Wrath of Khan, but
No,
there's
this is a year after.
really, that was 82.
Yeah, 82.
So he did Wrath of Khan, and he's like, you know what? This score really slaps. Let's keep going because
Yeah.
there's a lot of moments that really kind of sounded similar. And I was
Uh,
like, okay,
to a point where I'm like, I feel like James Horner just like took out notes from his Star Trek score and
yeah,
then just made the score.
I agree.
Which any other composer, I'm like, that would be bad. But for
Yeah,
James Horner, I'm like,
yeah.
this rules.
It's kind of
It's
like how
amazing.
Pirates of the Caribbean, it's just the Gladiator music,
Yeah.
and no one really talks about that. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, it's Gladiator. Oh,
Uh but for like so for that chunk of the movie alone, I'm like, who I think I don't necessarily enjoy his movies. And I know that puts me in like, I'm in the minority here when it comes to his
Doug
movies.
Lyman.
No,
Oh,
no, get out of here.
oh, you
No.
love Doug Lyman then?
No,
Oh, okay,
no.
okay.
That's not what I'm talking about. We're not talking about Doug Lyman. Get out of here, Doug. Uh no,
Go back to space, Doug.
Panos Cosmatos.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I'm one of the guys that didn't really vibe with Mandy. Like Mandy was
Yeah,
cool, but there was just there was both a lot and not enough going on at the same time. That would be
sure.
one that could be interesting if we brought it to the podcast.
Yeah, that's how I feel
But
about Beyond the Black Rainbow. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm glad I watched this movie once.
yeah.
I got no need to watch it again. I love the
Yeah.
soundtrack, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So like but just on like a visual sense, I'm like I could see him really like especially
Yeah.
because he loved like just thinking of the color palette from Mandy. I'm like just having him bathe like the entire like forest in like a red light as like
He's
the
still
guys and
around,
the
right?
horses are coming out.
Still
Panos
working?
Cosmatos?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yes.
because Mandy wasn't that long ago. Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking about his father. What did his father direct?
Um,
He did something. Did he do?
Tombstone.
Uh, that's right. He did
Yes.
Tombstone.
Yes.
Okay, but you know what you're describing, Sam?
What?
Panos Cosmatos Krull. You're basically describing Die, the comic series.
I
Like as
mean,
soon as you said that, I was
yeah,
like, Panos Cosmatos doing fantasy. That would be Die. Everyone listening, if you haven't heard of
kinda, yeah.
Die, it's what is it, like 20 issues? It's like a really
Yes.
short comic series
Hmm.
about a group of kids who get they go missing. We don't know what happens. And then they come back and they don't talk about it. Well, then very much like in the style of It, right? They come together as adults and they're like, "Hey, we have to go back." And it turns out they go into this fantasy world that they're it's not D&D, but it's whatever game they use in the comic. They basically go into their D&D game into the world.
Yeah.
That's where they were as kids. One of them doesn't come back, and now they have to go back as adults.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very brutal, very dark, but also like very beautiful story.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't finished it.
Yeah.
honest. But yeah, it's called Die because that's what you roll.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also,
Because that's
how metal is that, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
die.
exactly. I'm like this,
So
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
it is, it has been described as like a goth Jumanji, you
Yes,
know.
Goth Jumanji.
And yeah, like, and it's not just taking from it's not just taking from like fantasy literature or
Mhm.
TTRPGs. They're taking from like their whole honest to God like deconstructions of like the Brontes and like
Ooh,
their sort of their kind of like fantasy worlds that they made. Like it, like
yeah.
really what Die is like an examination of fantasy as a genre and
Mhm.
all of the things that inspired it. There's a whole issue where they talk about H.G. Wells
Mhm.
because he was huge into military gaming, and military gaming is exactly what led Gary Gygax into making, the OG, the original game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so they go into a lot of it, and yeah, I love it.
Go check it
It's only
out.
4 volumes, 20
Yeah.
issues. You can finish it in a day. It's a
Uh,
brutal day, but you could do
yeah. That's man. I'm thinking about that. I want to make that movie now with Panos Cosmatos.
it.
But reminds me, we're gonna have to talk about Bronte at the end of this episode, so we
Mm.
can't go too long. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, honestly, this was fun. It's kind of like you don't go watching Jason and the Argonauts for like the
Historical
Oscar
accuracy.
historical accuracy or like the Oscar worthy performances, or no, you just go to have fun.
Yeah, you
Like,
go to have fun. You go
yeah.
to see him kick the head off of a skeleton.
Yeah, dude,
Like
I
that's what we're
love
here
I love
for.
the way they die. Like I don't know, they turn into like a worm or something. You don't really get to see it. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like
that
the
just
Slayers. I was
burrows
like,
into the
oh, dude.
ground. Yeah. You know what it was? It was that moment where like the knights are leading Lissa through like the little secret chamber or whatever, and
Yeah,
then it just quickly cuts to like three of the Slayers on top of like that parapet,
yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah,
they just like float down and start. I'm like, dude, this is like Dune. It's like
yeah.
it's like if the
Dude,
Harkonnens
when they
like
start
invaded a
they
medieval
start crawling up
world.
the wall, that's the instantly what I thought. I was like, oh
Yeah.
crap, it's like Dune.
Yeah, I was like, this is insane. Like, this is cool. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I would love to see something like this. You know, it's like it's weird because it's like as much as I want to see a remake of this, I enjoy this one so much that I'm like,
yeah,
I don't like it exactly everything that you're saying. Like
yeah.
Netflix is gonna make a whole side, 30 extra minutes of, this other character who just shows up in like two scenes here, you
Just got to
know?
just make your own. Just got to make your own.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
want to talk about sci-fi fantasy? Saga. Like I feel like this
yeah,
is kind of
man.
like uh not necessarily, but like it's in the same vein of like I remember reading Saga for the first time and I'm like, okay, cool, everyone's talking about it. It's sci-fi, whatever.
Mhm.
I'm enjoying it. But then you get to a certain point and you're like, wow, this is really they really are amping up like on the fantasy side of it. And I was
Yeah,
like, this is interesting.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I don't remake Krull. Leave this as it is. It's its good own little thing.
yeah,
Like, but
yeah.
take the ideas and I love the style. I love how everything looks, even like the cheesy outfits.
Mhm.
Not it's not that they're cheesy, but they're just kind of ridiculous looking. Like the shapes of the helmets. Like why? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Now,
Even
for the
even like
Slayers, that's one thing because they're technically aliens. But
yeah,
like the human knights, I'm like, why is it that shape? That looks weird.
yeah, yeah. It did look kind of weird. It's like we're taking
Yeah.
like EVA foam and just like bending it to
Yeah.
make a visor.
Because
Like
of
that's
lore, this planet has lore that we're never gonna get to.
we're never gonna get
So
into. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I really dug. I really enjoyed it. The reason I said it's a movie that I absolutely didn't remember anything about it is because so many scenes from this I do remember watching as a kid. And I'm like,
Mm.
oh, the spider lady. Yeah, I remember the web. The
Oh,
scene
okay.
in the final act where the guys start getting crushed in the walls. It's like, oh, I remember that.
Hmm.
So there's so many different pieces that I'm like, oh, I feel like this was a movie that was on Saturdays after cartoons, you
Probably, yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because I remember visually, like I had the same experience when I started watching Star Trek: The Next Generation as an adult.
Mm.
I'm in my mid 30s and I'm like, I'm having these flashbacks. I'm like, wait a second, I've seen this. Like, I remember visually, I remember this,
Hmm.
and that was me from age 0 to 7.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so like who knows that maybe that's when I was also watching this like on
Could
TV.
be.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah. But I enjoyed it. I had an absolute blast. So thank you for bringing this one. Any last notes on Krull?
Um, I don't know how big the Krull fandom is, but if there's any like fan fiction between Rel and Ergo the Magnificent, I want to read it. I want to read it. They had like obviously they had camaraderie, they're like, yeah, like
Mhm.
we're friends now, all that stuff. But when Rel, who for lore reasons has to stay behind
Mhm.
because he's seen his death. That's the only vision of the future that Cyclopses can have is of their death.
Mhm.
And he says that he has to stay behind. Ergo looks at him and like they like grab hands, and he's just like, "We had no time." And
Mhm.
it lingers for like a couple of seconds, and like obviously, this is made at a different time. But I'm watching it with my 2026 brain, and I'm like, so heated rivalry, but with a Cyclops and a magician. Is this anything? Can I pitch this as a book?
And I'm over here thinking like that moment was totally unearned, but I don't care.
I mean, that's the
I was
thing.
like, I don't
That this
care.
entire movie is moments of
Unearned
just
of
unearned. Like
unearned moments of like,
this
but
old
you know
guy's
what?
climbing a web to go talk
Yeah,
to his ex, who is like, "Hey, I hated you because you left and I killed your baby." And he's like,
dude,
"You did that,
that
and I already forgave you." And I'm
that's
like,
probably the
"What
best
is?"
scene in the movie acting
Yeah,
wise. I was
yeah,
just so like, if I had a hat on, I would have taken it off. I'm like, I was just so moved by both of those performances. I
yeah.
was like, dude,
I'm like,
that's rad.
like if you're gonna remake this on Netflix, give me a whole episode about that.
Right?
Do
And he has to
like,
carry the sand. That's the end
mm-hmm,
of his life. I'm like, dude,
mm-hmm.
yes.
Do a whole
Yeah.
flashback episode of them in love, and I don't know why, but Bonnie Portmore is playing, and it's like
Right.
as
Yeah.
they're, yeah, just yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Tons
yeah.
of stuff like that in this movie, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. And I do feel like I'm curious if they cut anything from filming or from the script because there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of glossed over, for
Apparently,
time wise.
the only thing that I read up that was changed was an original ending where they make it to the Black Fortress, they defeat the Beast, but it turns out that Lissa was already turned, and so then Corin has to like fight
Mm,
her. And everybody kind of nicks that because
that's
even
interesting.
even the actress was like, that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I maybe on paper it's boring, but
Yeah.
then you're also just doing nothing for the rest of the movie. At
It's
least there, like you
kind
would
of
have something to
Dragonlance-esque.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, that's interesting.
yeah,
Because like there's like I wanted to get to know more of the people, but then like you look at the like the kid, the barbarian kid with the bandits. There's absolutely no purpose in this
yeah,
movie. He doesn't do anything. But then
yeah.
like the young kid who's hanging out with the seer, he's cool because he has a relationship with Ergo, and you see like he's guiding them, and it sucked at the seer the way he died, but I'm like,
Ooh,
well,
brutal
it's
though.
that kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, another one bites the dust.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But all
Uh
in all, solid movie.
Dug
It's
it.
perfect. I like in a weird way, it's like this is a perfect like 3-star movie. You know,
Yeah, right.
It's not gonna
Like,
win any awards, but I'm gonna throw it on and I'm gonna have a solid time.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
if I put this at the end of like a double feature on a Saturday night, I feel like, yeah, this is great.
yeah. It
Yeah,
wins an award for my favorite movie I watched last night.
exactly.
So it
There
was
you
good.
go.
I dug it. Um, but I wanted to bring this up in the beginning. I completely forgot.
Hmm.
Just lay it on me. Give me a quick spiel. What were your thoughts on Wuthering Heights?
uh, okay. Look, I don't want to wade into any of the discourse. Um,
Wade, Sam, Wade.
I'm not familiar with Wuthering Heights. I haven't read the book.
Hmm.
I think I've also never seen an adaptation of Wuthering Heights.
Hmm.
Um, so truly, I had nothing really to go off of when I
Yeah.
watched it. And I just tried to push all of everybody else's criticisms that I had read, just push it out and just see the movie as it is.
Yeah.
As it is, visually brilliant,
Awesome.
fantastic. Visual style alone, 5 stars.
Hmm.
If it had just been a like, uh, I feel like there's a term for it, but I don't know if there actually is a term for it. But like, and this sucks that I'm gonna have to compare it to this, but I have no other comparison to go off of.
Hmm.
If it was like Beyonce's Lemonade, where it was
Interesting.
like it's the film, but like it's just the music videos that like are
Oh, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
telling an overarching story.
Sure.
If it was just that for
Hmm.
Charlie XCX's album, I think it'd
Hmm.
be perfect, and I think nobody would have a problem with it. You know,
Hmm.
because it's Wuthering Heights in quotes, so I already know that this isn't a straight retelling. This is an
Yeah.
adaptation. I don't really know what you're adapting because I don't think you're adapting Wuthering Heights,
Mm.
but there's just a lot of style going on here that I'm like, I can't deny it. Like this is good, and it is acted very well. I don't think it's cast very well, but I think everybody's doing a great job. Um, yeah, Charlie XCX music rules. It's great.
Yeah. I listened to it
Uh,
last night.
yeah,
I listened
yeah,
to
and when
the
you're
album and then I watched Krull. That was my night. You know?
hell of a movie. Speaking of, we should get Chapel Roan to do a fantasy movie and have her as
Yeah.
making the music and all that stuff. Yeah,
Dude,
that's
because
the
like she
movie
already
that I
has the
want.
wardrobe. She did the
Yeah,
whole performance in like the knight's outfit. I'm like, dude, you got it there.
exactly. Just
So
make her
popular,
sort
that's
of
her Fortnite character. Like,
exactly,
yeah, just
exactly.
make the movie. And we'll write it. But let's get the animators who animated the Fortnite trailer because it
Yeah.
did claymation, it did hand drawn, and it did
Hmm.
like the Fortnite CG.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, dude, all and then we'll also throw in live action. We'll do a little Wizard of Oz, you know?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. It won't be Wuthering Heights though.
It won't be Wuthering Heights.
Yeah. Yeah.
For probably for the better.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like it just as much as I think that it is okay to take liberties with a 100-year-old book at this
Yeah.
point. Not every adaptation is going to be great. It's not going to
Yeah.
be perfect. Things are going to get left out. If you're going to change this much, I feel like you could have just done an original story.
Sure.
And Emerald Fennell, she's no slouch. Like, she's done, like her 2 feature films that she's done have garnered a lot of success, you know?
Hmm.
So I feel like she could have done another original story and just set it in, make it period, and do everything else.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think it is just it's just another example you know, of a rich white person making art that is supposed to comment on something but kind of not understanding what, like, not going far enough into that
Sure.
conversation and having it just be very surface level.
Hmm.
I think the discourse is just kind of over, it's blown out of proportion, because it's like the movie's fine, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah, if you don't if you don't want to watch it, then don't go watch it. That's my
Yeah.
thing. I
Yeah.
wanted to see what it was about, and I had a good enough time.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Cool. It looks very weird. And I'm like, that's what I want. I want weird fantasy. I want weird movies like that.
And you know what? It could have been weirder. It should
Just
have been
like just
weirder.
like The Keep, it should have been weirder.
It should have been weirder.
Krull should have been
Mm-hmm.
weirder. Yeah.
Because that's my thing. It's like it's very surface level. When I'm like, you're taking one of the pillars of Gothic literature, and you're
Right.
just making it steamy TikTok fic.
Yeah.
You're losing all of the things that make it like
Yeah.
that are supposed to make it good. Like there's a correlation between like sex and death that is kind of touched on, but not
Mhm.
nearly enough, especially when it's like the opening scene.
Mm.
And it really had like an intense reaction from me being like, so this is all style, no substance. Got it.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Just
Wow.
again, just like the Keep. I'm like, this is all style, no substance. But unlike the Keep, that was a vibes movie. Um,
Mm.
so yeah.
Well, maybe I'll have to watch it one day. Maybe we'll bring it to the podcast one day.
This Christmas.
Oh man. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us. Let us know if you watched and or read Wuthering Heights. I'd be curious to know your thoughts.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I mean, the episode's already passed, but go ahead and let us know what you thought about Krull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll still,
Um,
in the little stretch before we start talking about the movie next week, we'll read your email. We'll read your
yeah,
comments if you
if
got
we
them.
get it in through time, in
Exactly.
time. No movie next week because it'll be the first episode of the month, which means we'll have Dad back,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna talk about Dad stuff. Probably do an Ask Dad. Yeah,
Dad, what do you think of Kroll?
yeah,
What do you know about it and what do you think about it?
yeah. So that should be fun. And then the following week we'll jump back into the movies. Um,
Yes.
but then also right after the dad episode, we're going to be dropping our book club. So go
Hmm.
quick now to your local bookstore, get Tusk Love. If they
Hmm.
don't have it, order it.
The audiobook is only like 9.5 hours. You can get through that in like 2 days. You're fine.
Emerald Fennels, Tusk
No,
Love. No,
no, no. Get out of here.
we'll do it. We're just going to make Kroll as Tusk Love with Ergo and the Cyclops.
What? Oh, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that could work.
Yeah, you're talking about fan fiction,
That could
so
work. I'm gonna write this down.
yeah. So
Maybe that's what I'll
maybe
be writing on my Substack. I'll just be like,
there you go. Maybe the
Chapter 1.
adaptation will work after
Chapter
all.
1, Ergo, the Magnificent.
Well, I did kind of think Lissa looked a little like Sabrina Carpenter in the beginning. Maybe it
Mm,
was like the hair or the shape of her face or something, but I was like, just kind of have Sabrina Carpenter vibes. But later, when she has the wedding dress or like the queen's gown that she wears,
hmm.
that kind of reminded me of Chapel
Hmm.
because it was all metal, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. She
Yeah,
just needs a
yeah.
sword. So yeah. Oh well. Fantasy and pop. Who knew?
Who
I think we
knew?
need more of it.
I do too.
Yeah. All right, Olivia Rodrigo, you're up. Album 3. We're going fantasy.
Let's do it. Dark.
It's
Oh, but she should do dark fantasy,
yeah, because it's
like Dark Souls.
rumor has it, it hasn't been confirmed, but big
Hmm.
rumor was that her and her boyfriend split.
Mm,
And conveniently, she hasn't been in any photos with him. She hasn't been in public with him since like November or something like
hmm.
that. Again, all rumors and hearsay. She was supposed to film the music video, and her next single for her third album was supposed to release for Valentine's, and it
Dang.
didn't. So everyone's saying that like, ooh, and they even said it was supposed to be like London based
Mm,
and inspired music video, which that's where her boyfriend was from. So
hmm.
everyone's saying like, I think she scrapped that. I don't know if it was the whole album or just that track or what.
Hmm.
So I think we need Olivia Rodrigo dark fantasy revenge epic. That's album 3.
And
And we'll
punk.
call it die. I don't know.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, because everyone's like, okay, the first two albums were what was like Sour and I forgot what the other one was.
I don't remember.
But they're just single words. So they're like, okay, so album 3 needs to be one word.
Die.
Die. She posted a photo of like a golf cart and like a book on top of it.
Okay.
And said something about like 3. Everyone's like, okay, this is a clue. What's this album called? They're like, vehicle, golf cart. I was like, storybook romance.
Book.
It's 2 words.
What kind of book was it? Was it hardcover or was it paperback?
I think it was hardcover.
Hardcover. That's what it is.
You couldn't see what it was, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Broken spines, bent pages, bent corners.
No. Just one word.
That's right. Remember? Broken spine, one word.
Ooh. It's broken spine, but it's like BRKN and then SPN. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're going off the rails now.
Yeah. Now we're going off the rails. Yeah.
Yeah. So once we hit the hour mark, our ADHD kicks in. Whoa.
Yeah. That's when we get loopy. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm like, I'm going all over the place.
There you go. Yeah. So everyone, thank you for joining us. Join us next week when Dad comes back. Until then, hit us up, #Lost Legacies and Lost Legacies Podcast at gmail.com. Until then, get lost.
Krull.